So this is the map that they give you when you enter the park. So they don't automatically give it to you. A lot of times you have to ask for it just to save on paper. If you do visit the park quite a bit, do save this in your car. But when you come in from Estes Park and you're in town, you want to look for a sign in town that says the 36, and you're going to turn left off of the main drag in Estes Park. This will take you to the entrance that is going to get you closest to Bear Lake. So you'll go past a visitor center that you can stop and visit at and get a little more information. And then you go on to the entry gate. Now, once you get into the entry gate, you're going to make pretty much an immediate left down to Bear Lake Road. And as you enter that area, there's going to be a ranger there looking at your reservation printout or what you have on your phone. So basically what you want is you want the QR code that was generated when you bought your pass. So the Bear Lake Pass is going to get you into this whole area here. But some of the key areas that the reason you want this pass are absolutely beautiful. One of them is Moraine Park. The other one that we love is Sprague Lake and Bear Lake. Those are the three areas that we personally spend a lot of time in. We are not big hikers for physical reasons. And so these have hikes that we enjoy. Now, Moraine Park is absolutely beautiful. It's a huge valley. Pretty much things in Colorado that have the word park in them means valley. It derives from a French word, and a lot of people ask us that, why do they call them parks? This whole area was French trappers at one time, and so I've always assumed that that's where the word came from, was from the French trappers calling valleys. But like Estes Park, it's a big valley. Winter Park, it's a big valley. Moraine Park, it's a big valley. So this is absolutely gorgeous, and this is where you're going to find a very large herd of elk. Unfortunately, the daddy of all elks, the big kahuna he was called, just passed away. But the herd, of course, is still there. Some of the best times to really watch them is in the fall because it's during rut. But they're there. I usually find them year-round at Moraine Park. So this is your best bet for finding a large herd of elk. You will find them in other parts of the park, but this is a lot of times a guarantee. If you get there and you don't see them, they're probably bedded down somewhere. So morning and late afternoon is your best time to see the elk there. Also make sure that you stop at the Discovery Center. It's a museum. The last few times I've been there, it hasn't been open, but it's usually in the summertime, is open on the weekends. Maybe this summer they don't have people to man it. Then if Sprague Lake is beautiful. We love Sprague Lake. It's a very popular place. They don't have a huge parking lot, but there's some really neat areas to picnic. It's a wonderful walk around the lake. It's level. You could probably even get a wheelchair around the lake. But it has beautiful vistas of the mountains, and the lake itself is beautiful. It's a very popular place to take wedding photos. I've actually taken photos of my niece and nephew there for their wedding photos. So definitely check out Sprague Lake, and I recommend it highly for picnicking. And then when you go further on, the other place that's a key place in the Bear Lake area is Bear Lake itself. So this also has a path all the way around the lake that's really nice. And again, your best bet is early morning, the mornings and the afternoons to see wildlife. Bear Lake and Sprague Lake, you're going to find moose. don't approach these animals. They are mean and they will charge you, and they'll act like they don't see you or they couldn't be bothered with you, and then boom, all of a sudden they're after you. So really be careful of the moose, and that goes for elk too. But moose, they can be mean, especially a mama moose with a baby or any kind of mother with her babies. So keep a distance. Telephoto lenses are your friends. And, most of the pictures that I take are with a telephoto, and it's just, I've got some really nice shots with a telephoto. So if you have one, bring it. Or if you just want to observe them, bring a scope or some binoculars. But I can't tell you how many people I've seen approach these animals, and I've seen people get hurt. So be very careful. So your regular reservation pass will get you into the rest of the park. Both passes will get you into the rest of the park, and then you buy the extra pass to get into the Bear Lake area. So the other entrance that we recommend is on the Highway 34. And there's two ways to get there to the Fall River entrance. Right in this area is the Stanley Hotel, the Shining Hotel. And you can see there's two roads here. This one is going to take you through downtown Estes Park, and the bypass is to bypass the town. You're going to have a lot less traffic on the bypass. So unless you want to go through downtown Estes Park, definitely take the bypass. And so this is a major intersection in Estes Park. It's pretty much the biggest intersection. So you're going to go straight up to like you're going to the Stanley Hotel and then just follow that road. Once you get to the entrance area, there is a visitor center that has, like a little area you can go through. And then you can go through the gate. Now this one, we usually like to go through this entrance in the morning because there's a lot less traffic and most people are going in the Highway 36 entrance, the Beaver Meadows entrance. But we usually do this counterclockwise. We'll go through the park this way. Because as we're coming out, tons of people are coming in. So it just has always worked for us to come in this way. So when you first come in, there's a campground here called Aspen Glen. It's very pretty back there. It's worth a look-see. And there's some pretty, the river goes through there, Fall River, and there's some nice cascades to take a look at. But we spent a lot of time at Sheep Lake. Sheep Lake is an area where certain times of year you're going to actually see bighorn sheep, that you see sheep a lot. But, it varies. You can ask the park ranger when is a good time to see the sheep. But there's usually a person there in the summertime to help you interpret the area. We see moose here and elk quite a bit. Especially in the morning hours and in the late afternoon hours. The moose really like these little lakes. They're actually ponds that are there. And we also see a lot of elk over on this side right here, around the bend. We also like to spend a lot of time up here on the Alluvial fan area in Endovalley. There's a nice, beautiful campground here. This is beautiful. There was a dam break years ago, and there's a lot of rocks from that whole incident that are in that area, and it's made for a beautiful cascading waterfalls. And so it's nice to go up there and kind of hike up towards the waterfall area. It is not wheelchair accessible to hike up there, and the hike is not that hard, but there's some rocks that you do need to climb over and stuff. So if you're not steady on your feet, it might not be the walk for you. But there are areas that you can go into that are wheelchair accessible to be able to see the waterfall. And then And then the Endovalley again is a beautiful campsite. And then this is Fall River Road is in this area, and that is the old highway that got you across the park over to the other side. But now there's Trail Ridge Road for that. Now that's another thing. Trail Ridge Road is the highest highway in the world, and it's above the tree line, and it's not for the faint of heart. It will get you to Grand Lake, but if you have problems with heights and no railing on the side of the road, this is not the road for you. To be honest with you, I go the other way all the time. I go around on the I-70 onto the 40 to get to Grand Lake, and I don't take Trail Ridge. And the reason being is it can be slow going, and especially during tourist season, and I actually get to Grand Lake quicker if I go the longer way around. It's a beautiful ride also. So again, just be careful when you come up from the valley. This whole area is a valley, and you come up from the valley here. You're going to get to your turnoff, and the turnoff to 34, you're going to end up on Trail Ridge Road. So just be warned about that if you have problems with roads like that, because you really can't turn around. There's not any places. You go up it, you're pretty much on it for a while. So we usually loop around and come around this way. And we like Upper Beaver Meadows is pretty back in there. So there's this little offshoot road right here. And there's some hiking that you can do back here that doesn't, it's flat. And so if you have problems hiking, it's a nice area to go out into the meadows, in the meadow area. This whole area is one big meadow. And then if you come around this way, again, this is the Bear Lake area, and you need a special pass to get into here. So this is their most popular area, and it gets full very quickly. So if you do have a pass to the Bear Lake area, make sure that you come in the morning, if you can. With these reservations, it has helped a bit, but if you think about it, the more people that have Bear Lake reservations as the day goes on, there's more people back there. So just be warned that if you can get a morning reservation, try to do that. Also, too, it's important that you leave your dog at home. Most of the trails won't allow dogs, and this is because of the wildlife. So don't even bother bringing your dog, because your dog can't go on most of the areas. I mean, even get out of the car. So like if you're going to take a hike around Sprague Lake, you can't take your dog. So just, be warned about that. So if you're camping or you're in a trailer or something, you have your dog with you, definitely you're going to have to leave him in the car.